when you walk into the doors of Slutty Vegan, you are going to feel inspired. You are going to be empowered. You are going to feel like impossible is possible. You are going to know that the sky is not the limit. You are going to know that there is a woman that is disrupting the glass ceiling and doing all the things that the naysayers say that she couldn't do, and you can do it too. So I am a walking testimony that as long as you dream big, it can manifest. So as a woman entrepreneur, you walk in this door, you're going to believe that you can conquer the world.
When I read your story, I was fascinated by your background. Your dad was sentenced to prison the day you were born.
The day I was born.
Okay, we all think about, well, she's got confidence because of what she got from her parents. They gave her the ability to love herself. Where did you get the confidence, and how did your background affect you, do you think?
I felt like as a kid, I had to work harder. I had to prove myself more. You know, by society's standards, I was already a statistic, right? I live in a single parent household. My mother was an immigrant up until I was 13 years old. My father was in prison. I lived in a middle class inner city community, right? So like the odds were already stacked against me, but I knew that I didn't want to be on one side with the odds, right? I wanted to be able to tell a narrative that I could make it out of what my circumstance was. So it made me go harder. It made me independent early, right? Like I got my license at 14 and a half. I got my first job at 13. So like I wanted to be on my own and independent, but I needed it to happen that way because it taught me how to be a leader early on.
What would you tell women about the importance of loving themselves, about self-love?
The power of the tongue is so real and necessary that I really crafted out my life based on the things that I thought and I said.
When you say the power of the tongue, what do you mean?
The power of the tongue. If you believe that you're great, you're going to be great. And if you say that you're great, you're going to be great. But if you believe that you are a loser and that you can't get things done and that I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, then the energy is going to come back and that karma is going to show you that you ain't good enough, that you ain't smart enough. But if you believe it and speak those things and speak life into your body, then everything that you want will come to pass. I talk to myself. I'll look in the mirror. I'm like Rocky, like Pinky, like it's almost like I'm getting ready for the big fight, right? And talking to myself, you know, there's a song that says sometimes you have to encourage yourself, right? And you being the biggest cheerleader for your own life will literally get you out the rut that you're in sometimes. So I talk to myself and I say, Pinky, you can do it even through the fear, right? Because I'm human, right? Things scare the hell out of me a lot of times. But I talk myself into a way where I say, you know what? You can do it. If somebody else can do it, y'all got the same 24 hours a day. There's nothing that you can't do.
Can you talk for a minute about health, access to good food, access to healthy food, veganism, and the growth of that in the Black community, and why? Can you just speak to that issue?
You know, it's interesting because veganism has been around for a very long time. And if you go all the way back culturally, right, Black people were always eating vegan, right? But there was a lack of access to resources in certain communities. So in the communities in which I started serving, there was not a lot of opportunities to eat healthier vegan options, right? So when I started Slutty Vegan, even though it's vegan burgers and fries, it was given access to a different way of living and a different way of thinking about the consciousness of food. So now here we are, you see so many people, not just Black people, right? Because so many people think that it's just a Black thing and Black people like veganism, but there's so many other races and cultures and creeds that had no idea about veganism, that had no idea about the benefits of going vegan for the ecosystem, for your health, for the economy. Like, people don't know those things, and that don't have nothing to do with color these days.
What would you tell women about your own experience with why loving yourself is not selfish?
I used to not love myself, and not explicitly, right? I used to let people take advantage of me, and I would be the person that would get the shirt off on my back to help everybody else, and then I'd be the one left with an empty cup. But I realized as I've gotten older, I'm 35 years old now, I'm a mother of two, I realized that in order for me to be 100% for everybody else, I got to be 1,000% for myself.
So how excited are you about getting married?
He taught me really how to love. He grew up in a two-parent household, right? So he gets to teach me a lot of things about love and what it looks like and healthy boundaries. And even though his parents didn't work out eventually, but he knows a lot of how he was raised and he gets to teach me that. And he's in the same field I'm in. He's a restaurateur like me. We like the same things. He's really my best friend in like real life. We go everywhere together. We do everything together. And this is just another extension of our love. I'm excited to be a wife. I'm excited to be a Hayes. It's not about money for me. My reputation means more to me than any $100 million brand, any burger and fry, any accolades that I've ever gotten. And I've gotten a lot of them. I've done a lot of great things in 5 years. It's making sure that when Pinky Cole is dead and gone, the legacy that I have left is one that's respectable, that my children can be proud of, that my family can say, oh no, that's my cousin, or that's my mother, or that's my friend. That's what I'm building now. I want to make sure that my reputation remains solid.
So what should I get when I come to Slutty Vegan?
When you come to Slutty Vegan, you got to get the experience first, okay? And when you come through the door, we're going to yell at you. The music is booming through the speakers. We might work on you. We're going to dance with you, and you're going to have a good time. And then you should order the one night stand or the sloppy toffee. Those are my two favorites.